Travis Hunter took part in the We Ain't Hard to Find showcase, aka Colorado's Pro Day, earlier Friday afternoon, but I think someone else made themselves a lot of money. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let me know in the comments below. How many players do you think Colorado will see drafted total? Okay? I think there is a really good understanding of Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter. Those guys are getting drafted probably in the first round. I thought it was also significant that Hunter, who had not worked out basically since the last game he played at BYU in front of an audience, took part in this showcase specifically to catch passes for Shedeur Sanders. He showed up to the NFL scouting combine. He did not participate in drills. Many folks believe he is the best wide receiver available on the board. Depending on how you feel about him, you also would like to have him play a little bit of corner. I think there's a novelty to this as much as there is an expectation to this. I'm going to be curious, #1, to find out who drafts him, and #2, what their plans are. And I'm sure no NFL franchise is going to tell us exactly what they are asking Travis Hunter to do. We're probably going to learn that from him sooner than we would from them, and then we'll get to see what it is when they start playing ball again in September. I think it's also worth pointing out that Shedeur Sanders has become another lightning rod topic. #1, because he plays for his father. #2, because he's damn good. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards last year, a whole bunch of touchdowns. The hallmark to his game is being able to run around and make plays. Now, that also leads to you taking some sacks, and he took a bunch, right? He took almost 100 sacks, over the last 2 years. In that 4-8 season, 2023, he took 50. He broke a vertebrae in his back. I had my doubts about how healthy he was going to be. Dude set the single-season passing record at Colorado and helped his mans win the Heisman Trophy. First Heisman winner at Colorado since Rashaan Salam, and the best player that Colorado has ever had. Now, aside from those two dudes, for which we understand and we got a really good foundation of what they're capable of, I was curious about who else might take this opportunity to be one of those dudes that, pops up and goes, oh, what? That guy is there? Yes. One is Will Sheppard, who I think showed out in a really great way. Had over a 40-inch vertical, also ran a 4.5 40, and he is a big, strong wide receiver. Prototypical #2, an X receiver if ever there was one, right? I think that guy is going to make himself a lot of money in the NFL. The guy that shocked me, though, with his speed was Jimmy Horn. 4.4 flat and 4.47. Those were his testing results in the 40-yard dash. Behind him is Shiloh at 4.52. We got 4.5 from LeJontay Wester and 4.53. Like, I'm going, oh, okay, LeJontay, also one of the better punt returners in 2023, not so much in 2024. But if you got that kind of speed in your Jimmy Horn and you were able to outrun LeJontay Wester, that's going to turn some heads because we know what kind of hands Jimmy has. Jimmy, I believe, was the second best wide receiver on that team last year. And there was a lot of competition for that. Like, Will Sheppard could probably get there. Draylon Miller could probably get there. LeJontay Wester, not so much, but I expected a little bit more from him. Going further down the line, though, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, who here outside of Travis Hunter is going to make a dent, right? Because we already know what people think about Shedeur, and getting to see him throw, I think, was impressive. But the dude that dominated, aside from the 40-yard dash, had to be Will Sheppard. He broad jumped 10-11. Jimmy broad jumped 10-8. Bench press was also very impressive for a lot of these guys. As was, look, you're looking at a specimen, right? As much as you're looking at anything else. What else could I do with this player? What else could this player do for us? These are all things that I would want to know. And, look, I'm sure that there are a whole bunch of NFL executives that were there to see Travis Hunter quite literally just catch the football from Shedeur Sanders, because there's only so many people that are going to be interested in drafting a quarterback this year. I also think you can get talked into making a bad decision drafting a quarterback this year, because everybody says you got to have one. If you are in the market for a quarterback and you're doing what, say, the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing, which is you're playing footsie with Aaron Rodgers as Brian Dable went ahead and got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson over there, which I think could be wild because that for me telegraphs that you're going to be drafting Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. We'll see what that is, but I can't imagine what kind of personalities we would see with Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Shedeur Sanders. The prayer meeting about to be just fire. Like Sunday morning service at the locker room for the Giants might be appointment viewing, right? They might have to put that on TBN, you know what I'm saying, with all three of them dudes in there. But you would have two veteran black quarterbacks who understand a young black quarterback on his way. I think that rule is also kind of come into vogue. You might see the all bruhs QB room in New York, just like you saw the all bruhs QB room at Baltimore. And years ago, the all bruhs room for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, New York might have to have us up and over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it feels right now. Imagine if they find the draft capital, though, to go get Travis Hunter as well. Like, that would be cool. They will have the draft capital to go get Jimmy Horn or Will Shepard if that's what they want to do. And I believe in drafting or trying to draft guys that have played well together in college. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow stand out there. Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Waddle stand out there. Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith stand out there. You can keep going up and down the line. I think this is very smart to do, and I would not be surprised to see they do it. The thing is, I don't know how smart the front office is at New York because basically since Eli Manning, I ain't been able to trust a damn thing they do. I mean, look, they let Dave Gettleman draft Daniel Jones, dog, and you know, all respect there, you know, old Danny, he went to Duke, and he's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's maybe a 5th round pick, but you spent the number 6 pick on him. I don't see it. And you know what? We was all right about that. It's kind of like the Titans drafting Will Levis. I just don't see it. Nobody can make me see it neither because you got to move up off of that. Malik Willis at Tennessee Titans. I didn't see it. They tried to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody made more money off of throwing a football very far to pro day than Malik Willis. I take that back. Maybe your man Zach Wilson at BYU, but I don't want to shade that too much because what he did at BYU during the COVID season was pretty cool, right? That said, Bo Nix becoming a dude after going to Oregon, you can still see some of that. As we get closer and closer to the NFL draft, I'm sure this stuff is going to round out, but I do think it is worth pointing out how much Shedeur and Travis like each other and ride for each other. How those guys have each other's backs. How those guys have shown up when it's been very easy to separate them if you wanted to, right? They don't have to go hand in hand, but they have formed this bond and this relationship that has really been cool to watch while everybody else talks about what Deion is doing. Basically facing hypocrisy as far as I can see it. Like, y'all know from nothing else. I'm going to tell you what I think. And as much as we be talking about how Prime be getting down, the one thing that man has done, which is the thing that we ask black fathers to do all the time, which is ride for yours and be there full time. That dude does all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not for nothing, but there's a whole lot of us that could be daddying like that. I would daddy like that. I would be all around my child. No matter how old they are or not. You know what I mean? If I got an opportunity to stay in their life, I'm going to do that. So many folks don't. And they regret it down the line. And this man is catching hell because he's doing what we asked them to do? Oh, man, he's only playing for his father. Do you know how many men would love to say that? Do you know how many fathers would love to say that about their children? You know how many fathers would love to have children as damn talented as Shedeur? Some of y'all got children that are talented, and I can't shut y'all up. Y'all be all in my ear all the time talking about what your boy be doing or not be doing, or what that coach is doing or not be doing. Prime quite literally got up out the chair, got up out the lawn chair, said, I'll do it. And he's made it go. He's made it work. So we'll be curious, right? We'll all be curious to see where they go. We'll be curious to see where Travis goes. If they know what's good for them, they'll try to, by them, I mean the NFL, they'll try to get them both. And they'll try to build around them both. But that means you got to be willing to do what Colorado did, which is trust grown-ass black men to go do grown-ass black men stuff and put you on. Will you do that? Remains to be seen.